figure it out. So they had a chance to get grafted in and become true seed and get their own melanin, but they missed the boat. And more than that, instead of them getting their own melanin, a lot of our people started giving up their melanin, trying to be lighter than a brown paper bag. So, having said all that, let's get back into the power. Now, if you understand the power of melanin, which is why every year the Europeans have melanin conferences that melanin-rich people are not aware of, don't know about, and are not even invited to. Europeans have been studying melanin since at least the 1700s, and the headquarters of these study foundations has a tendency to move from place to place to place in the European countries. Now, for some people that have such a hatred about a thing, you sure spend a lot of money and time looking into this thing that you had your own option to get your own. But now that they'd have missed the boat, and now they're realizing, oh, melanin is something we were supposed to be trying to get. They didn't go about it the right way, like I've said before. A pale complexion person gets with someone melanin rich. They have a child that's what you call mixed breed, hybrid, half breed, Semite, Shemite. That child is supposed to get with somebody else that is melanin rich, and their child is supposed to get with someone melanin rich, and their child is supposed to get with someone melanin rich, and after a certain period of time, they have their own melanin. And one of the reasons that they need it, and somebody was talking about two sons. My gosh, the Europeans have better hope that there's not no two sons. The one son is trying to kill them off. Seriously, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or rude or any of this kind of business, which I can't be rude because rude means, you know, reddish and pale in color. But I'm not trying to be, for lack of better words, crude. These individuals, the son is trying to do them in because they're not in a complete form. They're not what you call true seed in their current melanin deficient state. Because when they go out in sunlight, and you're talking about radiation and radiation poisoning in Japan, people that are melanin deficient are going to have way more problem with that than people that are melanin rich. Prime example is, what was this Russian reactor that blew back in the day? I can't think of what it's, Chernobyl. After so many generations, they found in Chernobyl these extremely fuscus-colored, indigo-colored, dusky-colored, dark, what people keep erroneously calling black, mushrooms in there cleaning up the mess at Chernobyl. Melanin has this type of power. Melanin can take any type of light, sound, color, note, tone, or frequency and pull it in and then transmute it, transmogrify it into any other form of light, sound, frequency, and then spit it. It's almost like a tree. For lack of better words, we're like the human form of a tree. Trees take in this carbon dioxide, they transmute and transform and transmogrify that and spit back out clean air and oxygen. So melanin-rich people have the same capacity to do that with frequencies and resonances and light forms and sound forms. And Europeans had two ways to acquire that power. They could have spent the years, like a Buddhist, for example, moaning and chanting and meditating and trying to learn about this stuff and growing so they could do it. So if they didn't want to do it that way, opportunity to do it the easier way, which is to graft in to true seed. The goddamn Holy Bible talks about that, but people don't know how to read that book. But at any rate, let's go on into power. I want you to understand first what energy is, okay? And you know what? I am on my daylight minutes, so I'm going to hang up and get off my minutes because it's free after 9, and then I'm going to call right back so that I can say, matter of fact, I'm not even going to hang up. You guys hold on, just hold on. I'm not going to hang up. I'm going to put you on hold and then call back in case I can't get through. Don't go anywhere. Don't play any music. Just stand by.
With that, yeah, definitely. No, it's because
Because my computer has no sound, and even if it did, it would be off anyway because I cannot listen to this stuff at the same time. I don't know if I'm on or if I'm muted. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart, because I can't tell. So let me just get off this other call. Okay, I feel better. Because, you know, that's one reason I'm not going to be doing this show every Thursday, because now that they've changed the time, and this is Harry Truman's wartime, you know, daylight savings time started out as a wartime and a war effort, just like income tax started out as a war tax. Obviously, we're still at war because we're still doing wartime and we're still doing war tax called daylight savings time and income tax. But again, as usual, I'm digressing. Now, energy is a quantity which is conserved for a system of bodies that are subject to no external interference. All power, understand this, people, all power is from within, okay? Now, there is power without, but when you are melanin rich, or if you're not melanin rich, if you have taken the time, which many pale complexion people have not done, to yoke in, and you have these people that they call New Age people that have done some of the appropriate work. People call them light workers. I'm not sure if that's an appropriate word because they claim that Lucifer and Satan is about light, so maybe we need to be doing something that's dark. However, if you comprehend that everything under the sun boils down to protons, neutrons, electrons, quarks, and space. And those things that make up atoms, which make up molecules, are most influenced by one's thought, by the way that you think. That's why these people had to go around the world and torment the minds of man. Primarily, a lot of what the church was doing was trying to keep, and I don't think it was fair to people to take away their right to choose. They were trying to keep people, pale complexion people, from making their own choice about, do I want to stay like this or do I want to become like this? So the best way to make sure that they took away their choice was to demonize this which is dark and give everybody the impression that that which was without melanin was superior when it's not. Because if it were, Mother Nature would not be, or the sun and nature probably, would not be trying to kill them off. They don't even tell you how many people that look like them, because melanin-rich people are really not out on these beaches for the most part. They don't really see us. They can talk that crap all they want about us being criminals and this and that. They don't even see our people for the most part, except on TV. Every now and then they'll see somebody. But they don't even disclose how many of their people actually go out into the ocean and nature is killing them off, coming out with legs missing, arms missing, the sharks, the dolphins, the whales, the bears. A lot of nature is turning on these people. I am dead serious. I forget where it was, somewhere in Europe there was a whole big area that the spiders put under a web. I mean, it's like Earth is like, you know what, we are done and we've had it with y'all. Because at no point have you tried to learn or do better. When you know better, you do better. And those of them that chose to do better, the church tried to have them killed off. And the church followed them into our communities and sent their agents after them. You know what I'm saying? So that they could not make an appropriate choice about gaining true seed or becoming, for lack of better words, Pinocchio wanting to be a real boy. However, Energy is a thing that is scalar, okay? And by scalar, I mean it's a quantity that has magnitude but no direction. And by direction, I mean no such thing as time, mass, speed, temperature, volume, density, energy, or electric charge. It possesses magnitude, but it does not always possess direction. A lot of the direction comes from the thoughts and the mind of man. That's why Satan has to torment the mind of man. And man is mana, and mana is supernatural force and power. Melanin is a supernatural force and power. Okay? Now, once energy has both direction and magnitude, then it becomes a vector. A vector is a force or the displacement of one point from another. It is carried. It's an organism that transmits a virus, a bacterium, or a pathogenic fungus, or it moves. Now remember, we're dealing with a viral thing, like they said in the movie The Matrix. So we're going to have to use this energy to stop the virus that is trying to kill everything and everyone. And this is what they didn't want you to start doing, which is why they got so many of you wrapped up in religions and called real power, witchcraft, magic, and voodoo to keep you away from the stuff that would stop them and shut them down. Because people that do the work, and melanin-rich people have to do work but not as much work because you're one with the work, those individuals have the power to stop technology. You have the power. Our people used to communicate with one another telepathically, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it tonight, but, you know, I'm going to have to give you guys the foundation of energy and power before I start showing you how to use it and what to do with it. Before you start using telepathy and using astral projection, there are things that you need to understand. Before you start using thought control and mind control, which will give you bodily control, and once you control your body, you can control everything that goes around your body. Like I tell people, you have the power to not control someone else's eyes or someone else's vision, but you have the power to control the time and space of the atomic molecular energy field around you. You can bend, especially if you're melanin rich or if you're pale complexion and you've done the work, you can bend light, sound, and color frequencies in such a way that you can make yourself invisible to people. You can make yourself invisible to equipment. I know people that can make whole cars disappear where people can't see them. I know of people that can actually elevate people with a couple of fingers. I forget what you call that. I know people personally that can dream things and then they happen. I know a sister personally that can have a whole pocket full of keys and walk through TSA's metal detectors all day long and not a beep goes off, not a beep. This same sister can go through with nothing in her pocket whatsoever, and everything is beep, 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 beep. Do you have anything metal on you? Nope. Then they go check out. There's not a thing. When she comes through with a pocket full of metal, nothing. I know a sister that can take spoons and forks and hold them in her hand and just bend them. And I'm saying that to you. That's why I brought the brothers to your attention last Thursday. Simon, and, you know, a brother sent me a lot of information on him, and he gave me the correct way to pronounce that brother's name, and I'm about to butcher the name again. Simon Kibangu, K-I-M-B like boy, A-N, like never, G-U, and the brother Simeon Toko, T-O-K-O. That's why I brought these individuals to your attention, because so many of you are expecting this almighty, pale